Hi, Scorpio. Happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in October, and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your October 2021 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Arvus Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Tradition, which is the equivalent to the Hierophant, Taurus energy, and Prince of Coins, which is the Knight of Coins, Virgo energy. So seeing these two cards come up in particular, especially because for you guys, Taurus energy represents your opposite sign of partnerships, relationships, with the Prince of Coins there, which is Virgo energy. And then if we just look at the trees around him, I feel like this is saying that you might have really had an interest toward moving into a more stable, committed relationship with this person, but I feel like you might have really held on to that thought for a long time and not necessarily communicated it to this person. It might even been someone you've just been friends with for a while too. But yeah, that's primarily what I'm picking up on there. If we think about the Knight of Pentacles, for example, in traditional tarot, they're the slowest moving knight. So they might come forward with something, but it might take them a really long time to get there. And that could have been what was going on with you, where you might have had that desire for the person and to enter into that more serious commitment, but just might have really been dragging your feet on it for whatever reason. For some of you, it could just be that maybe you felt like there would be disapproval somewhere within your circle, because we do see the names Romeo and Juliet on the card too. So that could have been part of what was pulling you away from actually making the offer. But yeah, it looks like it was definitely something that was on your mind for a while at the very least. Alright, past energy on their side. We have the Six of Pentacles, so this is Taurus energy here too. And usually this represents an energy of restoring balance. Now, if we just look at the artwork here too, though, I feel like it could be a similar thing, which is to say that they might have desired it as well, but I don't necessarily feel like there was communication about it. So, ironically, you guys both might have had the same thoughts toward the connection, but neither side was necessarily taking the action for it. Another way I can see this playing out too could just be saying with that Taurus energy, which can be a bit stubborn, and then also seeing with the Six of Pentacles representing that balance, if you guys started to withdraw from them, they might have reciprocated that same energy. Basically, that's another way I can see it playing out. Alright. Present position on your side, we have Temptation. So this is the equivalent of the Devil card, and if we just look at the artwork, obviously they're being pulled away from the cards on this side. So for some of you, I mean, let's call it what it is. We just now have Mercury retrograde kicking off, so it could be as simple as one of those things where someone who, an ex of yours might pop up back into the picture, and you might start to entertain that for a while. That's one way I can see it playing out. Now, it is Capricorn energy too, though, so for some of you, this can just be related to work, or possibly even just bad habits that you might have that might sabotage you within your love relationships too. So whatever, it could be many different things, not necessarily interacting with another person, but it could just be any habit that you might get into or you might get close to, moving towards something and then find some way to pull away from it. But that's definitely something to be mindful of, especially because that Mercury retrograde for you guys is in your 12th house. So that could bring some confusing, deceptive energies to light. And then also with Mars in your 12th house too. So just something to keep an eye on there. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy again, so some of you could definitely be dealing with Taurus. And we also have the Lovers, Gemini energy. So, with the Five of Pentacles in this deck in particular, it always makes me think of a rejection where we see like the male figure coming forward with the red, which would represent that hot, passionate energy, where the feminine energy is more of like a blue, almost icy type color, right? So that's what I pick up on with this. Traditional tarot, we see two people walking outside. It looks like they're going through a rough stretch with each other as well. So yeah, it could just be saying that there's some rejection at play. Now, this could be them feeling that from you, of course, obviously, if you get pulled into another situation. But for others of you, it's possible that they could be the ones doing the rejecting as well, I suppose. And with the lovers, it's possible they might have other energies at play too. We see the Cupid figure in the background, and it looks like he's aiming his arrow toward one of the people there, but, you know. So, ironically, again, like I said, in a way, I could feel similarities between the energies here in the past, and now we almost have that same thing in the present, where, let's say, if you get pulled into another situation, they're feeling rejected, they might have other options that come up for them too, so uh, very retrograde this energy, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing with that. Future energy on your side, we have the Ten of Staves. So this is Sagittarius energy here. So I do have to say, since for you guys, Sagittarius is your second house of finances, for some of you, this really could have been something related to work that you pulled away for. Um, and again, like I said, it might still be tied into your love relationships in some way. So, for example, if you feel stressed out regarding what to do around a love relationship, maybe you throw yourselves into your work, right? Like, okay, this is something I can control. I'm good at it. I'm just going to focus on this because this whole love thing is just getting me all out of character. I don't know what the hell's going on, right? Something along those lines there. So it could be as simple as that, which is to say, this reignites a fire for you to focus more on your work lives. But yeah, for others of you, I feel like this is just saying in general, you might just be trying to take on too much and you might be feeling a little bit burdened. And for some of you, it could be as simple as that. You know, trying to find the right things to say to this person could just be building up for you guys and becoming stressful. I will say the good thing is, if that's the case, we're going to have Venus moving through Sagittarius pretty much from the second week of October through the rest of the month. So that can help with that energy at least. Future energy on their side, we have the Six of Swords. So, Six of Swords usually represents moving to calmer waters. It's Aquarius energy. So, I mean, I can see this going either way too. Obviously, if we look at the artwork here, they're very much with another person. But in other situations, it might just be one of those things where if this is around the connection with you and neither side seems to be communicating with each other at all, right? This could just represent them deciding to cut their losses and move on from the connection. You could see that going either way. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Six of Cups. So this is actually a Scorpio energy here. Represents the middle 10 degrees. So if you have a placement in those degrees, this might resonate with you a little more. But this is definitely an energy that represents reconciliation. And the artwork in this deck particularly stands out to me because we see the Four Cups by themselves, which makes me think of that Four Cups energy where you're getting offers, but you're not necessarily happy with what is being offered. And then we see the Two Cups by themselves on the other side of that water there with the two people. So when I see this card, it makes me think of people who, you know, maybe you separated for a while, and these Four Cups represent other offers that you might have had in the meantime while you were separated, but then that almost, if anything, makes you realize more the desire to reconnect with the person from the past. So that could be a dynamic that you guys are experiencing. Again, with that temptation energy, like I said, maybe someone else comes back into the fold from your past and you pull away toward that. So it could be pointing to a separate connection from this one, but I can see that going either way. And the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Knight of Chalices. So this is Pisces energy here. And it's interesting to see, you see cup energies on both sides at the bottom of the deck, but not really any of that type of energy in the main spread. So it's almost like underneath it all, you guys have love for each other, but in the 3D, you guys are just caught up in a really complicated, disastrous type of energy where neither side is really doing anything productive for the connection, you know? But that's what I'm seeing anyway. We'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. All right, first we'll see if we get anything from Aqua Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck, but I'm going to be looking for some jumpers for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And normally, if I shuffle for a while without any jumpers, I'd just move on, but this month I've just been pulling cards too after shuffling for a while, so I'll keep that going for the rest of the month, I guess. Okay, got one there. And next we'll see if we get any from them to you. Alright, nothing coming up. So what I'll do is I'll put the deck down. Give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll just pull a card, alright? Alright. Take that one there. Okay, so on your side, we have planning. There we go. It says, I know that I want you in my future. I am working on making the proper plans. So, interesting. On the one hand, that makes me think of the past energy that I was talking about, where it was like you had that desire, you could see the future with this person, but you didn't necessarily actually come forward with it. At least I didn't pick up on the energy that you did. But that could possibly be what the Ten of Staves is pointing to in the future as well. So puts a slightly different spin on the Six of Cups, which is to say, maybe you were just caught up in the cycle of planning, get pulled away during the retrograde, right? So maybe that could represent a bit of this Four of Cups type energy, and then after the fact realizing, okay, no, yeah, I definitely want to be with this person, and making plans to do so, and that could be what the Ten of Staves is pointing to in that regard. But yeah, for some of you, it could have just been really primarily where you were in the past, and this other stuff hasn't unfolded yet. All right, and on their side, we have intensity. It says, the feelings I have for you overwhelm me, so I run away to process them. Okay, well, I mean, I didn't really get an energy of them running away necessarily. For some of you, then that can point to, I primarily felt like this was you guys moving toward another connection, but given that the Five of Pentacles can represent rejection sometimes, it's possible that if you came toward them, that might have been what took place there, where they might have actually moved away from the connection, or even the Six of Swords energy could represent that too. So yeah, it's interesting. It definitely looks like there's, especially with these cards too, it seems like there's feelings there, but actually playing them out in a productive way between the two of you doesn't seem to be working just yet. And maybe it's just as simple as it is the retrograde energies, and once we move to November, you guys might be better, but we'll see. See what the Wisdom of the Oracle adds to the mix. I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here I'm just looking for one card with general advice, and then we'll wrap up. Alright, so nothing's coming up here either, so same as the other deck. I'll just put the deck down, give me a few seconds to tune in, and we'll pull a card. Okay. Alright, we have Blessed. There's the artwork, and the number is 22. So we'll see what it says. Definitely looks positive at the very least. Okay, it says, something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, graced as an unforeseen gift from Spirit. The Oracle's message. There are moments in life when out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you do not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. So, interesting message there. like I said, it seems like the energy underneath the surface for both of you, it seems like there's genuine love there, but it just seems like there's a lot of blocked energy, to be fair, on both sides, quite frankly, in between the two of you and the real world dynamic. But hopefully that resonated with you. All right, the relationship message says you are moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. All right, pretty positive message there. And we'll wrap up there. Once again, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in October, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.